Getting ready to pull these wheels off and change the tires. Got it jacked up already. I got a 20-ton bottle jack under there with a pump on the side that you just use air pressure and it fills it up. Let me see if we can get a close-up on that jack. You guys have seen me jack up the truck before. You kind of know what jack I use. That's it there. I don't know what this tire and wheel together weighs. I'm going to put it on a bath scale and get an idea. You'll just have to take my word for it. I'm not going to move the camera. Something's wrong. I don't believe it's that heavy. The more I move it around, it keeps going there. Right at about 195 pounds. I didn't think it'd be that much. Let me check that scale. Let me get on it myself. Yeah, about 175. So this thing is pretty heavy. Looks like the numbers moved on it. Weigh it again here. Wants to roll off, but we're facing slightly downhill behind me here. Yeah, it's 190 pounds, 192 long in there. Of course, if it had more tread, it'd be heavier. The reason I do the weight thing like that on some of these heavy parts is for people that are getting ready to do a job like this at home. I want them to get a good idea of what something weighs, what they're getting into, so they know what they have to do to handle it safely. I sure hate to find out somebody got hurt following my videos. I'm taking this valve core out with one of these little valve core tools. Got a little cross in our little, notch in the top of it there. Taking the valve core out, screws in there. Well, the tools you need, of course, are whatever you need to get the wheels or the tires off. Is the a jack and enough power on an air wrench to get the lug nuts off. Need a couple of tire tools. This is the wrong one. I got to go back in and grab the other one. This one's for split rims. I didn't know I had grabbed that. I have to go get the other one like this. Need a air chuck to fill up the tires with. This one I like because it's got little ribs in there. It holds on to the threads on the valve stem, so I can just kind of push it on, screw it a little bit, and let it hang. Need a scraper. This is a putty knife that's kind of sharpened on one angle. I use these for gasket scrapers, and you're going to need something like that to scrape the rust and the junk off the edge of the rim. Tire lube. This is a soap bottle, a kitchen dish soap bottle, and the tire lube comes in a bucket. This is the bucket here. Tire and tube mounting compound. This happens to be Myers brand. I don't know how many brands there are of this. I'm sure you can find it on Amazon or something, or any tire supply. And it's a real pasty, sticky stuff, kind of like bearing grease almost. But it's water soluble, so you mix some in water, put it in a bottle like that, and then you can just spray it on there as you need it. And of course you need a sledgehammer. Hammers to break the bead down. This one's going to give me a time. I may have to do something different. I ain't going to waste a lot of camera time on it. Well, you do what you got to do. I don't have a real expensive tire brake machine because I'm not a tire man. I'm a truck driver. If this doesn't work, I do have an excavator that I could bring over and push this tire down with the bucket of that, but you guys don't have one, most of you don't, so I'm trying to find a way to do this that anybody can do at home. Got the Jeep right there. It probably weighs, I don't know, 4,000, 4,500 pounds, I guess. I don't know what it weighs. I could drive that up on this and should press it down. But I may, looks like it might be busting. I may be running out of jack before I get it pressed. I'm hoping I don't, but it looks like it's coming loose now. Yeah, there it goes, it went. And you know, I kind of like it when I have a problem like this that's not too hard to fix, because it's good to be able to show other ways of getting something done when you run into a snag. Now I'm going to put some tire lube on. Now that it's broke loose, I'm going to put some tire lube on. This is not where I'm going to work on it at, but suppose the other side doesn't want to come off either. If that happens, then at least I got it here under the truck. I can set it up again to do what we just did. Okay, that side came loose. Now you got to have this side of the wheel has to be on the ground. You can't have it facing up, so it won't get the tire off. And if you got nicely painted rims or aluminum wheels, you want to do this on a piece of cardboard or a piece of carpet or something like that. Now, since I'm not a tire guy, there's always somebody that's going to have a comment tell me everything I did wrong, and that's fine. I don't care. I don't do tires often enough to remember all of those little tricks that you guys are trying to tell me. But I stand on the edge of the tire so that it's going to go inside. Going to go inside this part of the wheel. The bead of the tire is going to go in there while I'm pulling it out over the edge up here. This is a heavy, stiff tire. may not have enough lube on it. I knew this was going to be a tough tire by how hard it was to get it broke down. Okay, what I'm doing now is to let the weight of the wheel pull itself through on this side. If I can. That's the hard part, is getting it off. Now I gotta clean the edge of this rim. I'll get that cleaned on both sides, and we'll put the other tire back on in this same position with the wheel down. Just got done cleaning the edge of that wheel. Now I'm going to focus on the little grommet that's on the valve stem. And if the rubber on this is any kind of brittle or stiff, it's real flexible picking at it with my fingernail. So I'm okay with that. I'm going to leave that in there. Otherwise, this, of course, would be the time to change that if you needed to. A lot of times these will go right on there without using a bar at all. This one might need a little bit of help. don't have the camera where you can see it. Sorry about that. Just getting the hook on the end of the bar there. I'm just getting it on the edge of the wheel. This tire's going to be stiff too. But that is true. A lot of times that first side just drops right on. But this is a little bit stiffer tire. And that's always a problem when it's cold, but it's not cold right now. It's about, I don't know, it's in the 60s. Bar's hitting my camera cart. See, I got my camera on a cart and I got a monitor over here so I can see what I'm looking at on the camera. The bar's hitting it. Now, a professional tire guy would have that done in 5 or 10 minutes. I've probably got half hour in it, especially having to press it off with under the truck. I don't know if it's going to take air or not. I'm going to find out. Before I put the valve core in it, remember I took that out to let the air out of it. Before I put that back in, I'm going to try to fill it up first. I have to blast air in it. This is my homemade bead blast tank. Open this valve. Make sure that one's closed. I gotta close this. I'm going to put this on from this side. That's why you need those ribs inside there to hold on to the threads of the valve stem. I had to wait for the compressor. I didn't want to wait for the compressor to turn off, so I went on and put the valve cord back in it. Not in all the way. But you don't wait until the tire's full to put the valve core in it, or you might not get it in there, you might lose it. Might blow away from you. But it's the same valve core that's on any small tire off of a wheelbarrow or bicycle or anything, so save a few of those valve cores, because you might have one blow away from you and you'll need a replacement if you don't have new ones handy. So now I got to fill that up the rest of the way. Sorry, I didn't know the camera had fallen. Just for the sake of the video, I'm going to put this tire on. I still got to take this one off and change the tire on it. But I'm going to put it back on just to finish up the video, put the camera away. So I push that up on there. So it's on the hub as far as it's going to go. And I note where the valve stem is. Right now it's down here on the bottom. Well, I need this valve stem to be directly across from it on the top. Now there are times when you'll have holes with an odd number of holes and you won't get it directly across. You're going to be off a little bit, but you got to make sure that the valve stem is accessible through one of the holes on this wheel. You got to make sure both of them are accessible with it all put together. This one has an odd number of holes in it, so it's not going to match up directly across. I got to make sure I've got a hole straight to the bottom. So I can get to my valve stem on the other tire on the inside. And I'm just doing that to line up these holes in here with the studs. See, I got my studs lined up where I can push that on there. Got a couple on the bottom started. There's my valve stem right in there, right there. I'm not going to put this tire on right now. I'm just showing how to do that before you put it on the wrong way, and then you can't get to the valve stem to air up your tire. Well, I'm glad I did that video on that first tire. That was really tough, because this one went real easy. It went just like most of them do. Hit it with a hammer and it came right off the wheel. Turned it over. Well, I mean, I, you know, got the bead off of it, off the wheel, turned it over, popped the other side loose. Maybe 3 minutes. So this one would have been a good one to have on video too, but I didn't know it was going to be that easy. Here we are 5 minutes later. Tires going on and airing up, no bead blasting. Don't know why this one was so easy and the other one was so hard. The last two went relatively easy. This one here, I did have to blast air in it, but I didn't have any trouble changing it to speak of. Took about 10 minutes maybe. I'm going to go on ahead and see how fast I can do this one. And if it goes real quick, then of course you'll see it. You'll be looking at it now. But if it doesn't go quick, then you won't see it. I'll spare you the time waiting on me to clean the rim. Actually, the rim didn't have that much on it. airing up. I'll get about 50 pounds in it, and I'll put this on it. That tire did a whole lot better. Got this back on. Have not put the lug nuts on yet, but I do want to emphasize again my valve stems. I can reach the inside tire from out here through this hole, and got that one on that side. I'm going to put a little spray on these studs before I put the nuts on them. Just helps them go on nicer.